Hey guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video, I'm going to go through how figure skating is scored. So figure skating is a unique sport, commonly competed at the Winter Olympics, which are actually coming up in the next few weeks. And today I thought I'd share with you kind of how it's scored. It's not scored like your traditional way when you see somebody, get a goal, get a basket, they score some points. In figure skating, a lot of it is scored by judges, and there's actually ways to score higher points even for doing a less perfect routine. So today I'm going to go through how figure skating scoring works and some of the nuances that come with it. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration content just like this, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And now let's dive into this figure skating scoring. So within figure skating, there are 9 total judges looking at the skater or skaters, depending on if it's one person skating or a group of people skating. For this, those 9 judges are looking at 2 different areas. Those areas are your technical score, so the moves you complete on the ice, and your program component score. So this is kind of the extra details and the way you skate around the ice. And I'm going to go through the difference between the two. The technical score, this one is more on a judgment-based scale. So this is based on the moves you actually complete. So different types of moves have different point base values, and harder moves have higher point base values. This is how you can score a higher set of points. So the way the technical scoring works is every move you complete is judged by a panel of 3 extra judges, and they are figuring out, okay, is that a triple axel? What did you do on the ice? And they are taking a list of all those different moves, and they are adding those together, and each one of those moves has that base score. So they're adding together all the different base scores. And those individual program elements are judged by those 3 judges, as well as that panel of 9 judges. The panel of 9 judges is rating them on whether or not you actually completed them. So they are allowed to rate them on a scale from -3 to 3. So you can get up to 3 bonus points, or you can lose 3 points from that base score that each one of the jumps has. If you do fall, there are some mandatory deductions. You usually have to lose at least 1 point if you do fall and are unable to complete the move. And then for most competitions, 7 of those 9 judges are chosen at random. And then out of those remaining 7 scores, the highest score and the lowest score are dropped, and the remaining 5 scores are averaged out to get you your final score. This way, don't know exactly which judge is affecting your score, and the judges don't know who's affecting your score. This just allows biases to not be affected, especially in skating. You can have judges that are from the same country as you. So this just makes sure that there's no bias based on who the skater is, whether or not you judge that skater a lot or anything like that. So the scores are kind of picked at random, and then they're averaged out to get your final score for your technical score. There are some competitions though that do use 7 judges, so no matter what, the highest and the lowest are dropped, but there are some competitions that use all 7 judges, and then there are some that just pick 5 out of the 7 judges. The other score is your program component score. This is your PCS score, and this is based on 5 certain categories, and these categories have a set number of points. You can score between 1/4 of a point and up to 10 points for each one of these, so these have pretty set scores. There's not anything you can do to fluctuate the amount of points you can get in this. You can get up to 50 points, and that's it. Where in the technical score, if you try harder moves, you can get a higher score. So the 5 elements of your PCS score are your skating skills, your transitions or footwork, your choreography, your interpretation of the music, and then your performance or execution of the actual performance. So when scoring, like I said, the judges are scoring this on a quarter scale up to 10 points, and they have to do this in quarter increments. So this is something that's pretty obvious. There's certain scores that they can give you. There's only up to 10. There's nothing you can do to change the number of points you can get in this area. So this area is pretty fair for most skaters. On this one, the highest and the lowest are dropped again, and then the other 7 are averaged out. This one is then multiplied by a certain score that's slightly different for men and women's, just to come to a final score, and then this is added to that technical score you have. And then finally, if you have any major deductions, or if there was some sort of costume violation, anything like that would cause a major deduction, that score is then subtracted from your total score of your technical and your PCS score. You are scored this exact same way for both your short program and your free skate. And then those two scores from the free skate and from the short program are then added together to get your final score. Some of the controversy around figure skating scoring is in that first section, that technical scoring. So if somebody wants to complete a harder move, so if somebody wants to complete a double axel versus a triple axel, that triple axel is going to be worth more base points. So they're already going to get a higher score than the person that can complete the double axel. However, if the person that completes the double axel does it perfectly and the person that completes the triple axel messes up, the person that messes up is actually probably going to get more points than the person that completes the double axel perfectly. What that does is bias towards the technical score on at least attempting to complete some harder moves and complete them later in your program. This can cause some more controversy as people are not as successful completing these moves, so sometimes the skating doesn't look as good. However, generally, if you're not completing the moves as well, you do lose points in that PCS section on that execution, so you are losing points in other ways, but a lot of times they don't have as great of effect on your total score. So actually trying and failing at some of the harder moves can sometimes actually be a better score for you than actually doing a perfect program and using some less complicated moves and completing them perfectly. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions about scoring for ice skating, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer any of the questions you have. I know this is a little bit different than some of your other scoring where it's not just a set score, it's based on judges' interpretation of everything that goes on the ice. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in more videos just like this, hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys next Wednesday.